Welcome, everyone, to the Brady Breakdown. My name is Justin, and I'm here with my co-host, Rachelle. How are you doing today, Rachelle?
Hello, hello. Happy to be here.
And we are reviewing Survivor Season 50, Episode 10, A Side Dish of Chaos. And this is kind of a novelty idea this season. We're bringing in some outside guests. I think this is the third one so far. First we had Zac Brown.
Yeah, Zac Brown.
And then we kind of had Jimmy Fallon. He influenced it. And then I guess to some degree Billie Eilish. But I think this is the second person to make an actual appearance
on the island.
On the islands with MrBeast. Have you heard of MrBeast before this episode?
I am not a YouTuber. I did not know who MrBeast was.
Okay.
No. But you did.
I did. I watched a couple of his episodes here and there. I saw his first season of his reality show on Netflix, which is pretty crazy. So I kind of know his style, what he brings to the table. But I did want to get into it later about how me knowing MrBeast and his style and you not knowing his style, how did that play out later on? So we'll talk a little bit about the MrBeast influence and the chaos that he brought.
Yes.
So we had the fallout from last season or from last episode. The usual camp life discussion at night with the night vision stuff. And it's always interesting to watch how that plays out.
There were some pretty upset contestants at the...
Yeah. There's always some that are really mad and some are like, yay.
Right. They got what they wanted, some didn't.
Yeah. So it's always fun to watch how that plays out. But this episode brought back one of my favorites. I guess it's not really a challenge, but one of the segments, I guess, the auction, the food auction.
Oh, yes.
And they've done it. I think they did it. I don't know if it was last season or the season before, recently, but I guess before that it had been a while. So it's interesting that they turned around and brought it in. So they gave them some money and they can buy whatever they want. They can't share the item unless it's a shareable item. They can share money though.
So I love this. They each got $500 and they, of course, $500 in Survivor has a very different value from $500 anywhere else.
Yeah.
But they're all starving, so they're very excited to get some real food.
Yeah.
Now, I did think that the rules were very interesting. I loved these rules, actually.
Okay.
You cannot share unless it's a shareable item, and you don't know if it's what or chaos? Comfort or chaos.
Yeah.
And so it's risky what you buy, but what's riskier is not buying anything.
I know. Then you don't get any nutrition.
Then you don't get anything. Yeah. So nobody cares. Like, you got to take the risk. You want something.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is we didn't know this before the auction started, but during the auction you discovered that the chaos was with the shareable items. Mm-hmm. So somebody might vote on something, pick you to share it with, and you don't know if you're going to benefit or if you're going to have to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say that Jonathan absolutely was the warrior in this challenge.
Yeah.
He took one for the team, shared it with Ozzy. And he ate the worm and Ozzy got all the benefit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Jonathan absolutely took one for the team. Before he bid, he had no idea.
Yeah. I think before that he had gotten like a charcuterie tray or some crackers or something. So I don't think that was enough for him. So I think he was hoping for
something
a burger
else.
Or steak or something, but nope.
Yeah.
I think Ozzy got some chicken wings or something good.
Something good. Yeah. And a lot of people got great things, right? Yeah.
Like I think Emily bid it. I don't remember.
She got a shake.
A milkshake. I don't remember how much she spent on it. I was like, whoa. I guess I'd spend that if I had $500, but it was fun to watch.
I love the auctions. I'm glad they brought it back, especially in a Survivor 50, right, where we're doing lots of like throwbacks and the auction was a classic early Survivor feature, so I thought it was great to have it here, and I loved the new rules. So it was kind of like a throwback, but also with a new twist. And I thought it was great entertainment.
Yeah, it was fun. And then at the end, for the final amount, they all had to pitch in, I think, $20 to buy in for either. Well, if they bought in, they got comfort.
Yes, if everybody pitches in.
Yeah, but I think the constant was chaos, and they didn't really know what that was. And so they all pitch in. They all decided to do that. And it was revealed that the comfort is letters from home. Yeah. So they were pretty excited about that. And they didn't get to read them until later on. But then the chaos part was MrBeast. He walks in with his suitcase, his briefcase, and doesn't really tell them what it is. It just says, I think did it say chaos? Is that what it was? Or I can't remember what
it did say. I don't know what was on the briefcase, but they knew it was going to be chaos. Yeah.
So then that influenced the rest of the day, basically. They were all, what does that mean?
Everybody's speculating what's happening. We don't know. And the thing is, no speculation. They're not going to get it right. They all know.
Yeah. So a lot of thoughts going on. Mm-hmm. But they immediately from there go to the challenge.
Yeah.
There's no break. They don't take a break or anything. They just walk over, step through the weeds, and there's the challenge. It was pretty basic, so nothing too crazy, but it is one of those ones that require endurance, where they have to basically stand on a narrow balance beam with a wood bow, and a ball on it, and balance themselves. So it's pretty challenging. And then as time goes on, they have to step down further and further till it's narrow. And so it was interesting to watch who went out quick.
Yeah.
So, but it came down to Tiffany and Ozzy, and Tiffany ended up pulling it out.
Yeah.
Getting the win there with getting immunity, which was good for her.
She has some grit. I'll give her that.
Yeah. These last few episodes that we're in, she was a major player in the challenges.
Yeah.
I think before that she had won with Joe once. I don't know if she had won any other ones, but she really stepped it up here at the last few episodes. So it was good to watch her shine in this moment. Because honestly, I remember we talked about the previous episodes, like the first 5-6 episodes.
She really wasn't doing much.
Yeah, what's Tiffany doing?
She was doing a lot of complaining and otherwise nothing.
Yeah. So it was good to see her step up and, like I said, shine here in these moments. So.
Yep.
So Tiffany gets the immunity, and they go back to camp, and it's just crazy. The plan's changing every minute. This group goes over here and talks, we're going to go after Ozzy. They go over here, we're going to go after Stephanie. And it was just constant. I'm sure a lot of it was the editing, but I don't think they had to edit too much because it was just tons of this and that and change and what if and blah, blah, blah. So what do you think about that whole... It was chaos.
Well, the thing about Survivor and any vote in Survivor is that people have a lot of influence and bring up points that maybe you didn't consider before. Mm-hmm. And everybody has a strategy with their own agenda, but their agenda might mesh with your agenda. And or they might bring up why your plan is fallible, right?
Yeah.
And so and I think the closer you get to the $1 million, the more is on the line, and the fiercer these conversations become, because all the players are second guessing themselves the whole time. What is the best strategy? What is going to work? Who do I believe?
Yeah.
Who can I trust? And the truth is, you can't trust anybody, and you should never trust anybody, but you have to trust people.
Yeah, you have to work with them on some level.
You do have to work with people. So it is a double-edged sword, and we saw that play out here.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I've applied to be on Survivor a couple of times. I would like to be on it, but I think my biggest drawback would be the social game.
Yeah.
Who to trust. How to lie. I'm not a very good liar. I would really struggle in the social game, and this episode really showed me it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like too on Survivor, intention is irrelevant.
Okay, meaning
you might have a good intention. You may intend to vote a certain way, and you may intend to align with a certain group of people. But at the end of the day, when it comes right down to the vote, you may change your mind, or something in the conversation dialogue right before the vote influences you in a different direction, or you get mad at somebody, they said something that really upset you, so your intention may have been to behave in vote a certain way, and then when it comes right down to it, you switch your vote, and it happens, right? We saw it.
So I'm sure a lot of them had intentions to do this, do that. But in this chaotic situation, MrBeast comes in. He's introduced to not only the tribal, but there's the jury who doesn't know he's there.
Right.
So they're surprised. They're like, "Wow, look at this! This is awesome." And they go down. They explain the rules. They open the briefcase. There's a coin, heads or tails. So basically, it's pretty simple. Someone flips the coin, calls it, and if it lands on what you called, you get $2 million. The winner gets $2 million.
Well, they add an extra $1 million to the pot.
Right.
They were already going to get $1 million, but now there's an extra $1 million.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So the pressure goes up because if you don't get it, everybody's mad at you. Yep. I don't know how mad, but disappointed at least.
Yeah. If you volunteer to toss the coin and 50-50 chance you toss it the wrong way, you are going home for sure. No one, and they do this before the vote, so for sure you're gone.
Yeah. And they did spell that out. If you don't get it, you're eliminated. But if you
true. Yeah, it wasn't even about the vote.
But if you get it right, you have immunity for that vote and an immunity idol. And you add the $1 million to the pot. So you're the hero.
Yes.
Everybody loves you at that point.
Yeah.
So big pressure. I was surprised that really only Rick volunteered. I think there were a couple other people that were talking about it, thinking about it.
No, well, they were strategizing about how to decide. Nobody was volunteering.
Yeah.
They were all trying to decide what was a fair way to do it because they assumed nobody would volunteer. Mm-hmm. So they started to strategize to say, okay, nobody wants this job. What is the fairest way to determine whose job it's going to be? And amongst that, all of a sudden, Rick's like, I love this idea. I'll do it. Yeah. And everybody's like, well, fantastic. If you will volunteer, great, because nobody else wanted that job.
Yeah. Which I was surprised, because I think at least people would at least be like, well, I kind of want to do it. Like there'd be a discussion about
There was so much on the line, though.
I don't know. I would be tempted.
50-50.
I would be tempted. I don't know if I'd end up doing it, but
okay.
I would be like, I want to be in this conversation.
Well, you are braver than me. And the truth is, he had nothing to lose, right? He knew he was going home either way because he knew he was going to get voted out. And you know what, perhaps if that is your eventuality, then you're like, great, this is going to be fun. And he loves to have fun anyway. Yeah. So, if that's your circumstance, then yeah, let's do it. And I already am at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I can only go up.
Yeah. Yep. So I think it was a smart move for him.
It was. Brave and smart.
Yes. And then during this tribal council, I think it started out this way before MrBeast was brought in. Devins is just like, hey, this is the plan. This is what's going on. Not everybody knows it. He just sabotaged everybody, mainly Stephanie. What do you think about that strategy? I've seen it done in previous seasons. And I think that's the desperate, I'm going to get voted out anyway type strategy. And I think it was the right moment for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He threw everybody under the bus.
And you know what? The thing is, if you're already under the bus, you're looking to bring people with you.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did feel bad that it was Stephanie because I want Stephanie to go a little bit further. But yeah, she got called out and she had a chance to bring Jonathan in because it was her and Jonathan talking about who to vote. And Rick pinned it on Stephanie, and Stephanie just like, yeah, she deflected. Wasn't me, but she never said who it really was, which was Jonathan. Mm. So I don't know. I think, was that too loyal? She being too loyal there? Or should she have called out Jonathan?
Well, the tricky thing is the jury, right? You always have to worry about the jury. And so if you make too many enemies to get to the end and you have no jury, you still lose. So it's a tricky decision, and I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Stephanie did have a steal a vote, so she ended up using that. But what happened? I mean, Rick flips the coin, calls, I think, heads, but whatever you call it, he got it. So
The best play of the whole game so far.
yeah,
I cannot believe how well it went for Rick.
yeah. It could have been a bomb, like the Billie Eilish Idol,
That's right.
but it was like the exact opposite.
I mean, it went exactly how the producers hoped it would, didn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
And for that matter, exactly how MrBeast wanted this to go too. He wanted to be able to give the $1 million. I mean, this is tremendous clout for him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And he wanted to be a part of the game.
Yeah.
And now he's immortalized.
Yeah.
Because they can always say, remember that MrBeast episode where they...
$1 million extra dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, and now we've been talking about this for a while. You know, this is episode 50. Survivor is 25 years old. $1 million does not go as far today as it did 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It was about time to increase the pot. And I feel like the producers need to increase it just period.
Yeah, from here on out.
I mean, because $1 million, again, it does not have the same, it's not the same reward that it used to be. Now, the game's not as long as it used to be either.
Yeah.
But still.
Still, if they're going to offer that amount, yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning earlier was knowing MrBeast. Because Jeff totally hyped it up. The chaos, the craziness, MrBeast, what's going on? And I was wondering, for someone who doesn't know MrBeast, did you feel like that was going on in the episode, that they were like super hyped or super worried about him?
I did not appreciate this, how much MrBeast could change the stakes of the game. Mm-hmm. I didn't know we were talking about millions of dollars. I didn't know that he was so creative in his new rules that he might be bringing to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still back on silly Billie Eilish rules, that didn't even work.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what MrBeast what this might mean for the game.
Yeah. Like I knew he could really change it to make it amazing. But I didn't, from the time they introduced him at the auction till the tribal council, because Jeff kept saying, MrBeast is influencing how everybody's going to vote. He's bringing this chaos to the game this episode. And I didn't really get that. Like I got it like in that moment at the tribal council. Yeah, that was crazy. But leading up to it, I didn't really see it. So I don't know if you got that impression.
I couldn't appreciate it, but now knowing who MrBeast is, and I've done a bit of research since, I think people who did know MrBeast knew exactly what could change, what they were imagining, what rules he might be creating, what he had the power to do, what this means,
Yeah.
So I think for fans of MrBeast,
Yeah.
They knew.
Okay.
I just was a little unaware.
Yeah. So maybe, watching it's different than actually being there, and just because they're not really doing much throughout the day outside of the challenge and stuff. They're just sitting there talking. So maybe it was a little more on their mind than me watching it for an hour.
Well, I'm sure it was. And many of them were very familiar with MrBeast, right? As soon as his name was mentioned, they were like, whoa, Yeah. And with good reason, they're all reality stars, so hopefully they are very familiar with the top YouTube influencer, right? Personality. So
Devin flips the coin, calls it right. He's has immunity. Tiffany has immunity, and they had just this big argument about voting Stephanie out. So Stephanie tries to steal the vote, but really doesn't go anywhere. She stole Rick's vote so he couldn't vote. But she ends up getting voted out from everybody. Even her own alliance voted against her, like Jonathan and whoever else. But I don't know. I think it was inevitable, so that's why they flipped.
I can tell you're very sad about this. I was not very sad about this. I think Stephanie played a great game. I think she did what she could. She came from very much an underdog to an actual contestant. She did make some alliances. She had some good plays. You know, but this is about where I didn't expect her to go farther. So it is what it is. I think she did very much better than I expected her to do.
She surpassed her ceiling, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I thought, I mean, she's likable. I didn't dislike her, but I love her.
Yeah. So she tried to get out Aubrey. She put her vote and her extra vote on Aubrey. So we'll talk about that later. But so yeah, so Jonathan loses an ally. I think Siri and Ozzy's alliance got a little more oxygen. People started being aware of it more.
Yep.
And so that comes into play later. But yeah, I think overall this episode is one of the better ones. The challenge was kind of ho-hum. Auction was great. I love the auction, and then obviously MrBeast bringing it in and bringing that excitement was definitely.
Well, you're not very enthusiastic, but I thought this episode was phenomenal. I mean, $2 million.
Yeah.
I think you're not giving it quite the credit it deserves. This episode changed the game, and I loved the change.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they can keep doing crazy stuff like that. What do you think about the idea of bringing in celebrities or famous people to do stuff
I love
like
it.
this?
I love it. I think it's a great marketing strategy because you bring in a celebrity and you are going to get fans who may not you'll bring new fans to the game, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm a fan of Zac Brown and all of a sudden he's on Survivor, then I get to see him in a situation that I've not seen him before and I'm going crazy. And now all of a sudden I may see that Survivor is actually kind of cool and maybe I'm a new fan, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea to bring in and so fans of MrBeast, maybe YouTube watchers now all of a sudden see, hey, Survivor is actually kind of fun. I love to have new perspectives. I think if you leave all the rules to the same producers that have been producing the show for 25 years, you see the same thing over and over. And I personally prefer the drama in the game that is created by new rules, new adventures, new circumstances, rather than like this bickering back and forth between personalities. So I like the drama that is
gameplay
game
related.
That is and you get more of that when you bring outside ideas, you know, and some of them have been phenomenal and some of them have been ridiculous. I think they probably won't have a Billie Eilish idol in the future. If they do, it's a wrong move because that was a total flop. It just didn't work. You know, I mean, their idea, I don't know why they thought this was going to work, but it didn't work at all. But I mean, MrBeast, like, it really could have gone either way, but that's the drama of it, right? So to have new ideas, I thought Jimmy Fallon's was really a great idea. I think it's super fun. And it's fun to see celebrities also be fans of something, you know?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think they're changing things up. There's rumors for the next season it's going to be different in the sense that because lately there's like the old era, the new era. They talked about a lot about that this season. And so they're bringing it all together and just there's no eras. It's just, hey, we're doing all the things Survivor. So hopefully they'll do stuff from like season 5 or whatever, those early episodes, early seasons, but also bring in new stuff because I don't want to just see stuff I've already seen.
Exactly.
That was one of my complaints about this season earlier is like, we just saw that challenge last season.
Well, here's the thing. I watched Survivor every episode, every season for like the first, I don't know, 10, 15 seasons. And then all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, it became the same game, just, and in those days, a different destination, right?
Yeah.
Different place, same game. And it was just so much of the like bickering and people starving and like, so it just wasn't that interesting anymore. Yeah. So this is a bit more interesting. Like I really like having these new twists come into the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully you'll be able to capture that magic and move forward and make it even better
in
the next few seasons.
Yeah.
Well, so we've typically done the MVP of this episode, the play of the day, the blunder of the day. What do you got?
Rick
for
I mean, he was the player that gave everybody an extra $1 million. That was very brave. He took a huge risk, and he had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. He's player of the day. I mean, they're just hands down. Mm-hmm. What about you?
I have Rick for MVP for those reasons. I didn't pick the same person for play of the day, even though you could argue that the coin flip is the play of the day. But with the caveat that I didn't want to choose the same person. I chose Tiffany winning immunity. That helped her. Blunder of the day. I chose Stephanie's overplay. Just didn't read the game very well there at the end. And it was kind of scrambling, kind of desperate. You could see it. And I think people picked up on that. She's not being truthful in that moment. So, what's your blunder of the day? It's
the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. That is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our review of episode 10, A Side Dish of Chaos. I would say it's a main course of chaos, really, because there was a lot of stuff going on in this episode. It was fun to watch. One of the best ones. So, next up, episode 11, we'll get into that and talk about the fallout from Stephanie leaving, and Rick now has another immunity idol, which he tends to be a magnet for those things, and how that affects him. So we'll go from there. And so thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.